allow me to plant this seed in your mind. What if Carrie Bradshaw is a social climber who mistakes her desire for wealth, status, and power for love? I say this because Carrie does not treat her other love interest like Mr. Big. When she is around him, she views him as a commanding figure and even goes as far as saying he is perfect. It's almost as if Carrie has a godlike experience when she's around Mr. Big. She struggles to verbalize her needs and often leaves them until they frustrate her enough to lash out. My theory is that Carrie hangs on to Mr. Big because she has never dated someone like him and she can't believe it. Yes, she has dated other eligible bachelors, but not like him, not wealthy like him, and not socially desirable like him. This is why she always leaves some room for Mr. Big to re-enter her life whenever he feels like doing so. Season 1 allowed us to experience Carrie Bradshaw before Mr. Big, during Mr. Big, and now in Season 2 we are watching her navigate life after Mr. Big. It's been a month since their breakup and Carrie has been hibernating in her apartment. Her friends stage an intervention and take her to the Yankees game, and after the game she's feeling hot and happening, so she asks the new Yankee out to the Dolce & Gabbana party, hoping to bump into Mr. Big. I've picked up a dating pattern across the 4 women. Samantha and Charlotte are very intentional about what they want. Samantha doesn't want any emotional tie, and Charlotte is only open to serious relationship prospect. Miranda and Carrie, on the other hand, take more of the go-with-the-flow approach, and they get frustrated when they occasionally find themselves in situations that they are not prepared for. Like Miranda dating Steve when she had intended it to be a one-night thing, or the on and off thing with Skipper. When Carrie stops trying to bump into Mr. Big and starts to have fun, that's when Big appears and they do that slow motion of the 90s rom-com. It's working out exactly as she wanted. She's looking good and she has a new man on her arm. The Yankee tries to kiss her and she cries. It turns out that her breakup wound is still fresh and she's not ready to do mad. She gives dating another shot with Ben, a guy that she meets at the park. Things are going well until self-saboteur Carrie ransacks his place looking for something weird. This is after her conversation with Miranda when she made a comment that if a man is single after the age of 35, he must be a weirdo. Ben catches Carrie looking crazy with a cigarette in her mouth, trying to break into one of his private boxes, only to find a collection of scout caps. Carrie is impulsive and lacks boundaries. When she wants something, she acts without thinking how it affects other people, and it doesn't seem like she's interested in doing anything about it, like getting professional help, journaling, or anything really. On the surface, Carrie and Big's relationship is about love from Carrie or lack of it from Big. Subconsciously speaking, I see a different story. Carrie enters unresolved territories when she invites Mr. Big to her birthday dinner after she receives flowers and best wishes card from his secretary. She tries to decode the meaning of the card and calls Mr. Big to thank him and ends up inviting him to her birthday dinner. Mr. Big tells her that he is bringing a date, and Carrie is nervous that he is going to bring a very hot date to her birthday dinner. Girl, why don't you just uninvite him? Hey, sorry to do this, but I don't have the capacity to host you at my birthday dinner. Hi, my friends are not comfortable with you coming to my birthday dinner. It's just us girls, you know. Sorry. It turns out that the date is Jack, the same Jack that he brought to their first date, and she is remarkably happy, so happy that she gives Jack a very tight hug. Jack being the date is affirmation to Carrie that she is still in track for Big's affection, and because she is now subconsciously pursuing her new career as a social climber, she probably doesn't know why she invited her elusive, emotionally unavailable ex-boyfriend to a very important day in her life. And Mr. Big remains committed to disrespecting Carrie right in her face by entertaining an exotic dancer at her birthday dinner. Carrie, how bad do you really want this man in your life? I really wonder what Big says to this guy every time he takes him to Carrie. After a couple of unsuccessful dates, Carrie calls Mr. Big and invites him to dinner. She initiated their reunion by inviting him to her birthday thing, and now that he hasn't done anything to reciprocate her efforts, Carrie initiates another one. Later that night, Big tries to play with Carrie's cat and Carrie's like, "No ma'am," and goes home, But Big has already figured Carrie out and knows how to play her.
Big shows up at Carrie's place after she screens his calls 3 times. She suggests they go somewhere PG-13 like bowling.
They play 1 round and that's how Mr. Big got. Carrie lacks the interest to investigate what exactly she wants out of the relationship with Mr. Big, and this is her downfall. In my analysis of Carrie in season 1, I noted that Big had a genuine attraction to her, and that still holds true in season 2. Big enjoys her company, their chemistry is undeniable, and when things are good, they're really good. While their social differences create friction, Big's inability to commit to Carrie isn't just about status. It's also about his character. The man is just a philanderer. He cheated on his ex-wife. He was dating other women while seeing Carrie. Mr. Big is not looking for love. He is looking for someone who is going to enhance his desirability. Carrie brings her own dysfunction to the relationship. She's impulsive, emotionally reactive, and she expects things to happen on her own timeline. Carrie skips Charlotte's important night, the one when she sold out for the very first time in her gallery, to let Mr. Big pet her cat. He takes her out, and while they're dancing, Carrie asks him if they are back together, and elusive Big doesn't know what officially means. And Carrie, who is now pursuing a career in social climbing, interprets Big saying he missed her as that they are back together for real, or whatever that means. And I need to remind you that Carrie is a writer. Why is she going out of her way to give words new meaning? Season 2 highlights that Carrie is now a willing participant in this situationship. She adjusts and interprets events to fit the narrative that she is most comfortable with and disregards her friend's advice about Mr. Big. When Carrie realizes that she loves Mr. Big, she blurts it out after he gives her the Judith Lieber swan purse. But before we get to this, Carrie telling Mr. Big that she loves him after a year of dating and a breakup involved is odd and very bad writing. Is this the same Carrie who was begging to be told that she's the one and begging to meet the mother? Would you not have already established your love for this man before you request such big things? Mr. Big doesn't reciprocate. Instead, he says, "You're welcome," and "I will wait for you in the car." This couple has poor communication skill. How is this cold response conducive to the success of their relationship? But then again, we know that Big is on that I don't give a Hey, I can understand how you feel, and given the time that we've been spending together, I appreciate and welcome your love. It takes me a little while to get to these serious feelings like love, but I'm headed there. Mr. Big takes Carrie to the party of Serena Bush, and it turns out that the purse that he got her resembles the purses of the women at the party. This could just mean that Mr. Big picked whatever purse he thought was a hit in his social circle, or he is trying to help Carrie adjust to his social circle. When Carrie asks for red wine, the caterer tells her that the host doesn't serve any brown food. And Carrie mocks the host and says that she is trying too hard to cultivate an eccentric personality to make up for her lack of personality. Big defends Serena Bush, and this is because when Carrie insults her, she is indirectly insulting Mr. Big. Carrie probably thought that they were going to laugh about it like they would if she said it to Samantha or Miranda. She tries to have a smoke and she is sent to the terrace where she bumps into Jeremiah, an old friend. Jeremiah instantly gets it. He cracks a joke about the no brown food rule, reinforcing that he understands Carrie's world. He sees it as pretentious, something that Mr. Big will never see. Carrie is caught inspecting Jeremiah's tattoo near his waist, and from Serena's point of view, it looks like she is. And Big tells Carrie that she is embarrassing him, further reinforcing that Carrie lacks the social awareness to exist in Mr. Big's world. This ties in with my initial analysis that Mr. Big lost interest in Carrie because her profile is going to do more harm than good to his social capital. Jeremiah gets fired from his catering gig and goes home with Carrie. Mr. Big knows that Carrie is angry at him because of how he reacted when she told him that she loved him. So he calls her to tell her that he loves her too, but he has to do things on his own time frame. And he uses this line when he's stalling. With the situation of meeting the mom, I understand they had only been dating for a couple of months and I found Carrie to be very pushy. But after a year and a couple of months of us being together, you still need time to tell me that you love me? No. Carrie is living the life of a nomad every time she wants to visit Big, so her friends advise her to start leaving a few things at Mr. Big's place. But Mr. Big brings them right back to her apartment. Surprisingly, Carrie tries to communicate with Mr. Big. She tells him that she meant to leave those items there because she needs them to get ready and she doesn't like carrying a giant bag every time she goes to his place. Mr. Big is not vibing with any of this. He wants their lives to be as separate as possible and tells her his ideal relationship is where they are together when they want to and apart when they want to be. Somehow, in all of this, Carrie interprets a hidden photo of them in his bathroom drawer as proof that she matters to him. When Carrie learns that Mr. Big is moving to Paris, she is very upset that he didn't factor her when he was making that decision. She makes a suggestion that they will do a long-distance relationship, and if it fails, she will just move to Paris, and Big tells her that she must move for herself, not for him, which I found to be very fair. At least have some interest in the language, culture, the weather, or even the tax laws. If you move purely for a lover and it turns out that you don't like the place, you're going to resent your partner. But I suspect that Mr. Big and I share the same motivations. Carrie sees this as the final straw and breaks up with Mr. Big. She realizes that this man does not want to participate in this relationship. This is the second time they've ended things over the same issue. She doesn't feel secure or taken serious in this relationship. The reason Big and Carrie got back together is because Carrie made it easy. She created the space, initiated the reunion, and he just went along with it. Big had already decided in season 1 that Carrie was more of a plaything than a partner. He shows up at her apartment at 2:30 in the morning after she broke up with him just to get and then leaves for Paris the same morning. Carrie ends up seeing a celebrity shrink after her friends finally get tired of her obsessing over Big, and I really like this therapist. She's a no-nonsense type of therapist. Dr. G asks Carrie to tell her about Big, and Carrie starts listing his positive traits, smart and handsome, and then also tells Dr. G that Mr. Big is playing games and she doesn't know the rules to the game. Carrie positions herself as a victim in all of this, which brings me back to my theory. On the surface, she's in love with Mr. Big and wants a warm, affectionate relationship with him. She can't understand why he won't give her that. But if Mr. Big was just one of the random guys that she usually dates, she would have walked away a long time ago. Dr. G keeps pressing and asks Carrie if this is the first time she's been with someone who didn't give her what she wanted, and Carrie says no. Before she could make use of the excuse that we all make mistakes, Dr. G tells her that since she is the common denominator in all of these people, maybe she's just picking the wrong man. And Carrie can't handle the idea that she might be part of the problem. She proves Dr. G's point when she starts something with Seth, another client of Dr. G, on her third therapy session. After Carrie and Seth, she casually asks him why he's in therapy, and it turns out that Seth loses interest in women after, and Carrie is mortified. Instead of continuing her sessions with Dr. G and work through her poor dating patterns, she cancels them because she is too embarrassed to bump into Seth. What about other doctors? Carrie is back on the dating scene again. She is seeing a fiction writer who at the mere mention of the word baby. Because Carrie flunked her sessions with Dr. G, she walks straight into another red flag situation. A guy throws a cigarette at her and somehow that turns into a date. She later finds out that he is in a program and he has been advised to stay away from dating for at least a year. Since it's been 11 months, they both decide to start a thing because what's one more month?
This man is clearly hooked on whatever Carrie's cooking and is constantly eating. He wants to eat all the time.
And declares his love for her after a week and a half. She makes a suggestion that they spend a day apart, and that's when he relapses. The girls head to the Hamptons and Carrie is flirting with Dr. Bradley. And things seem to be going fine until she sees Mr. Big. He's back from Paris and he is now dating 26-year-old Natasha. Carrie tells Big that she is with Dr. Bradley, but quickly adds that he's only good on paper. This is Carrie letting Mr. Big know that the door is always open if he still wants to re-enter. She also makes the assumption that Mr. Big is dating Natasha because she's also good on paper. Back in Manhattan, Carrie initiates a call to Mr. Big. Again, Natasha picks up the phone and Carrie panics and hangs up, only to remember that Mr. Big has caller ID. She calls back again and this time Mr. Big answers and she invites him to lunch. When Big shows up to this lunch, he is very nervous, which flatters Carrie. The lunch starts with Carrie asking Big to tell her about Natasha. When he says sweet things like she's kind, Carrie immediately cuts him off. I think Carrie was expecting Mr. Big to trash talk Natasha, and now that he doesn't, she can't take it. Before her lunch with Mr. Big, Carrie made the assumption that Natasha and Big are just a fling. But after she realized that it's a serious thing they're engaged to marry, she can't wrap her head around how he strung her along for 2 years, only to marry someone else in 5 months. Carrie struggles to accept what this says about how Mr. Big sees her. Deep down, she knows the truth and she can't bring herself to face it. I often hear this argument that Big chose Natasha because of her qualities. Mr. Big doesn't give a damn about his ex-wife, Carrie, his soon-to-be wife, Natasha. He's attracted to them, he enjoys their company, but he is not interested in making a relationship or committing to any of these women. He's only interested in his social capital, and the woman who ends up with his ring is the one that's going to make him look good. Carrie is out with her friends and she is still obsessing over Mr. Big. She asked her friend why it wasn't her, instead of her friends telling her the hard truth in a loving manner that the man is just not into you. Miranda says it's like Hubble. And Carrie latches onto that because if she accepts that Mr. Big doesn't want her and doesn't take her serious as a partner, she will be forced to end their things forever. And she's not ready to do that because there's a sleeping social climber inside of her. On her way home, she passes by the plaza where Big and Natasha are celebrating their engagement. Carrie asks Mr. Big why it wasn't her, and Big tells her that it just got too hard. And again, Carrie takes all of this to be her Hubble moment. Throughout season 2, Carrie constantly makes references that Big is emotionally unavailable. If Carrie stayed in therapy with Dr. G for a year or more, she might have had the space and support to realize that Mr. Big's interest in her had long expired and moved on. If she did that, we wouldn't have this video or the next video on Sex and the City. Thank you for watching. Stay subscribed so that you don't miss what's next, and mwah!